Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. StratGamer here, providing you with new Anno 1800 content today. We are back on a scholar run, but we are not in Mbesa. We are not looking at scholars. We are actually in the new world. Why are we in the new world? Because we are looking at cotton, which is necessary for your suits. And if I decide to make them at some point, also the bowler hats. But here I was really thinking about suits first. So this is back to the island that I did show a couple of episodes back, where I was describing sort of what I think when I start a new island, and you'll see that I followed a bit. Oh, I followed exactly what I said in this video, but with some twists that will be good to look at. So we're going to look at, as always, what is the result, what was the thinking, what are the items that I'm using, where you can find them, and a few other elements like this. Two certain, let's say, disclaimer I want to make at the beginning. The first one is I don't have any rivers on this island, so it was a great space and really easy space to play with compared to some other islands. And if you don't know why I'm saying that, don't hesitate to check out the previous video I made in this series that should also appear at the top and will be in the description. And the second disclaimer I want to make is I haven't really put any trade routes yet on this island, so that's why you can see sort of everything is full, 2,700 of everything, which means that when we're going to look at my production tab, you're not going to see the current production because the current production is sort of 0, but you're going to see the potential one. I can promise that I've put enough trade warehouses for it to work. It was working totally fine. The only one where I'm not sure is actually this one, where I think it's going fast. The 200 is getting full way too quickly for the trains to actually come back. But anyway, that's a detail that I may fix in the future. So here it is. Let's take a quick look around the island. I've moved the clay deposit there. For now, I'm not using them. I have put the trade union with the necessary items for 0 population, so I could build them. It wouldn't change anything. Then let's move to here, where, as I described in the previous video, I move all of the 22 oil field into that one oil refinery, which is also helped by a trade union. The port is really close, so it's easy for them to deliver. There's very little rail that's needed to not lose space. And then, as you can see, I put all of my fuel station very close to again there, with again a trade union to make sure that these don't use any population. So I don't have, again, as always, 0 population on the island, which enables me to put the working condition without any problems. Sorry about that. So they are here, and you can see that way I only have rails from here to there, but no rails anywhere here, no rails there, no rails there. But I still give tractors or fuel to all of the farms. So all of these, all of these, all of these, all of these, because the range is actually quite far. You can see they're all in the green, they're all being delivered. And if we look at the production tab for the fuel, you can see that it is enough. I need 20, I'm producing 28. Having only 3 wasn't enough. So. Okay, and then, as you can see, sort of similar layout to have as many as you can around one train station, or one trade union, sorry. I'm using the horticulturalist to decrease the number of modules. The arborist also decrease the number of modules, and they also produce a lot of new things, particularly here grapes that I can use for my champagne for investors, and here tobacco for the cigars. And lastly, the miraculous steel plow to productivity plus 50, but also the workforce minus 50, which combined with the tractors means I don't need any workforce for any of these, for any of them, which is great. So that is what you see here, what you see all over there. And then here I'm actually making or changing this cotton into my cotton fabric. So directly in the island, which means I don't really need any boats or tons of boats, because with such a production like this, you need a lot of boats to move them to another island where you would transform them. I transform all of it there. What I do need to do though is set up, as I said before, some more trade routes to ensure that it is never actually full, so we continue to always produce, so that we produce those potatoes, tobaccos, grapes as byproduct. Because if you're full, you stop producing, and therefore you stop producing those byproducts. And then last few things is I do have my gold deposits that are also a trade union, not clip, just one, to ensure they have good productivity. They also produce oil that way and don't need people. I have put fish oil factories sort of all over, but I haven't built them because for now I don't really need them. My piers, some depots to get to that high number. And one small element is I did put here one museum with the origin of mankind. Why? For the 5% productivity. I made the small calculation that 5% for all of these were actually a lot better than just having one more to take that space. But that is the only one on this island, because again, there's no population, nothing like that, and there is no botanical garden set for the cotton, at least not that I know of. If you do know about one, do tell me. I'd love to see that. So here is the island, ladies and gents. Let's look at the result. The result is 581 cotton produced per minute. That's quite huge. And I have a perfect ratio of exactly the number of cotton fabric, what are they called? Sorry, cotton meal. Exactly the right number of cotton meal to use what I'm producing, and it's a ratio of 1:1, so producing 581, producing tons of oil that right now I'm not using. Just a bit is used in the fuel, but very barely, as you can see, 28 only, which is that number here. Producing some gold, as I said, as a byproduct, grapes, tobacco, also potato and red peppers, but for now that's not really interesting. And yes, this is it. For good to finance, you can see this island is costing me tons of money, of course, because it's not giving me any money, right? There's no population, there's nothing sold or anything like this. But there is, the harbor buildings are costing a lot, the infrastructure. What's interesting is actually that the actual production buildings are not costing a lot. It's more the harbor that is, and particularly the advanced piers. Okay, ladies and gents, so this is my my only cotton island. I hope you like the results. Just a quick recap, it's important to start by moving the oil field and the clay deposit to sort of a corner where they won't bother you, so like here and there, to really think around where it makes sense to put your oil harbor, to have a short way to the whole fields, but as well as short way to where you want to put these fuel station. And let's remember that the fuel station actually don't need to be that close to your farms, because their range is quite far, and you can see it goes there, or it even goes over there. I don't need it there, but still it does go there. And yeah, then you can also be a bit smarter on combining the raw material like the cotton and the next building that's using it, like those cotton mills. So you can see it's not like I put them completely in the middle where they would block the way, but at the same time I'm not losing any of that space here. So all of these things are covering those corners, and similarly I have these small farms here to cover all of this, to not lose any space. There's really barely any space left. I mean, there's a few probably tiles here. Here there's maybe one or two in that corner, a few there, and that I think there's probably one there. Yeah, there's two here, but that's all. Everything else is used to its maximum potential. Don't hesitate to ask any questions, share any comments in the comments below, and the next video we'll look at investors. Why investors? Because you do need influence to do all of this color run. It's not like you can only have scholars.